Dakota Klein, History of Rock and Roll Online, Group 19. My group's thought process was that we would each pick our top 10 songs and post them online in the group discussion. From there, we all decided that certain ones of us would pick our top 3 songs out of our top 10, and others would pick our top 2 songs out of our top 10. In my top 10 songs were Free Bird by Leonard Skinner, Back in Black by AC/DC, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, Wild Thing by the Trogs, Dream On by Aerosmith, Rock and Roll Jesus by Kid Rock, Thunderstruck by Kiss, Proud Mary by Tina Turner, Satisfaction by Ben Nazia, and Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. Out of all these songs, my top 2 that I chose to put in our final cut for our top 10 songs for our group were Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven and Rock and Roll Jesus by Kid Rock. Throughout the years of listening to music, listening to these 2 in particular have molded and given me a sense of direction with the music I listen to. Once each of my group members had chosen all of our songs that would go together, we then put them together, and all of them really gave a really wide variety on all of the things that we listened to, but at the same time they didn't stray too far from each other, and they weren't just off the walls. Our final list was Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, Rock and Roll Jesus by Kid Rock, Porcelain of the Vast Oceans by Smashing Pumpkins, Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin, Feelin' This by Blink 182, Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and finally, Holding On by Disclosure. Other reasons we chose these songs were for their variety and giving a difference in the way we all listen to music and the different writings and recordings of all these artists. Through this project, I was able to really gain a much better grasp on the writing, recording, and performance of all these different songs. My experiences with music prior to this were really limited towards listening to them and really just liking either the lyrics or liking the musical beat to it with all the instrumentals. But now that I look at it more in depth, I'm able to see that most of these songs, if not all, will be still relevant in 20 years and even 100 years from now. But when the question's asked if they'll be relevant 1,000 years from now, you're really looking really far in advance, and it's hard to say. But in my opinion, I don't really think that these will be very relevant because through that many years, it's such a wide variety of musics that will branch off of other varieties of music, and even more will branch off of those because of the allotted time. And because of this, I believe that it's going to cause most of these songs, if not all of them, to be lost, and that'll just cause them to be gone, and they'll become irrelevant within 1,000 years. Really, that's it. So, that'll be it.